You are living a life that isn't yours. Think about that for a second. You wake up, you dress, you speak, you work, but every choice you make is filtered through a single invisible question. What will they think? You are not the driver of your own soul. You are a passenger. And the people driving? They are strangers. They are ghosts. They are opinions that don't even belong to you. You are building a house on land you don't own. And one day, the owners will come to collect. When that happens, you will be left with nothing. No identity, no peace. Just the echoing silence of a life spent performing for an audience that wasn't even watching. But there is a way out. There is a key hidden in the past. A secret written in the margin of a war journal by a man who ruled the world, yet refused to be ruled by it. He found a way to silence the noise, to cut the strings. Most people will never find this key. They are too busy polishing the mask they wear for the crowd. But you are still here. You are listening. So let us walk into the fire together. Look at your hands. They are holding a phone, or they are resting on a keyboard, but your mind is somewhere else. It is in the comments section. It is in the boardroom. It is at the dinner party where you laughed too loud at a joke you didn't find funny. You are exhausted, not from work, but from pretending. The modern world is a machine designed to harvest your insecurity. Every notification is a demand for your attention. Every like is a tiny hit of validation that fades too fast. You check your reflection in the black screen of your device. Do I look okay? Did I say the right thing? Are they laughing at me? It is a heavy weight, carrying the expectations of everyone around you. Your parents, your peers, the strangers on the internet. You twist yourself into shapes that hurt just to fit into spaces that are too small. You feel like if you stop performing, you will be abandoned. If you stop pleasing, you will be alone. So you keep running. You keep smiling. You keep nodding. But inside, there is a quiet resentment. A whisper that says this is not enough. That you are not enough. This pain is not new. It is ancient. It is the same pain felt by soldiers, kings, and slaves for thousands of years. And one man, more than any other, understood the cure. Imagine the year is 170 AD. The location is a military tent on the banks of the Danube River. It is cold. The wind howls outside, carrying the smell of damp earth and iron. Inside, a single oil lamp flickers. The shadows dance on the canvas walls. Sitting at a rough wooden desk is Marcus Aurelius. He is the emperor of Rome. He has more power than any human being alive. He could command the sun to rise. He could have anyone he wants. But he is not writing commands. He is not writing laws. He is writing to himself. He is surrounded by war. Plague is ravaging his cities. Generals are plotting against him. The people scream for blood and bread. The pressure is visceral. It is heavy enough to crush a diamond. Yet, he writes, he dips his pen into the ink. The scratch of the nib on the parchment is the only sound. He writes these words not for us, not for history, but to keep his own mind from breaking. He needed a shield. He needed to stop caring about the noise so he could do what was necessary. He realized that the opinions of others are like the weather. You cannot stop the rain by shouting at the clouds. You cannot stop the wind by pushing against it. He built a fortress inside his own head, and he left the blueprints for us. There are 3 shifts, 3 internal movements that will break the chains. The first shift is realizing that their opinion is not your reality. When someone judges you, they are not describing you. They are describing themselves. Their criticism is a mirror. If they call you weak, it is because they fear weakness. If they call you arrogant, it is because they feel small. You are taking their poison and drinking it. You are letting their internal chaos become your external storm. Marcus wrote that everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth. When you understand this, the insult loses its sting. It becomes just sound, vibrations in the air. It cannot touch you unless you let it in. But there is a darker side to this wisdom that most people miss. Knowing this intellectually is not enough. You can read the books, you can nod your head, But when the insult comes, your heart still races, your stomach still turns. This is because you are still seeking safety in their approval. You think if they like you, you will be safe. This leads to the second shift, the realization that approval is a trap. When you live for praise, you must also live for blame. They are two sides of the same coin. You cannot have one without the other. If you build your self-worth on what others give you, they can take it away. And they will. People are fickle. Their minds change like the wind. Today, you are a hero. Tomorrow, you are a villain. And you did nothing different. Only their mood changed. Do you want to be a slave to that? Do you want to hand the keys of your happiness to people who cannot even manage their own lives? Marcus stood in the Senate while men plotted his death. He did not seek their love. He sought their respect, yes, but he did not need their love to sleep at night. He knew that the only approval that matters is your own. Can you look in the mirror and respect the person staring back? That is the only court that holds jurisdiction over your soul. Yet even this feels hard, because there is a biological fear, a deep, primal terror of being cast out. This brings us to the third shift, the view from above. Imagine you are floating above the earth. Look down. See the cities, the roads, the armies. See the tiny figures moving like ants. Now zoom out further. See the planet, a blue marble in the dark void. Now zoom out again. See the universe, infinite, silent, cold. In this view, does it matter what your neighbor thinks of your shoes? Does it matter if someone disliked your post? You are a speck. Your life is a blink. This is not meant to make you feel small. It is meant to make you feel free. If nothing matters in the grand scale, then the fear of judgment is an illusion. You are worrying about ghosts. Marcus reminded himself daily that everyone who judged him would be dead. And he would be dead. And the memory of them would be dead. So why suffer now for a future that will not remember you? Use this perspective. When the anxiety rises, float up. Look down. See the triviality of the fear. Let it go. But if this is so simple, why haven't you done it yet? Why do you still check the phone? Why do you still hesitate before speaking? Because your ego loves the drama. Your ego wants to be the victim. It wants to complain about how hard it is to be misunderstood. It feels special to be wounded by others. There is a comfort in suffering for approval. It means you belong to the tribe. Even if the tribe is hurting you, at least you are not alone. To stop caring is to stand alone. It is to step out of the warm crowd into the cold air of independence. That is terrifying. It requires you to trust yourself more than you trust the group. You have to kill the part of you that begs for permission. You have to silence the voice that says, "What if they laugh?" The world will try to pull you back. They will call you cold. They will call you detached. They will say you have changed. Good, you are not supposed to be the same. You are supposed to grow. They are sleepwalking. You are waking up. Do not apologize for waking up. Remember the beginning? I told you that you are living a life that isn't yours. Here is the truth I promised you. The audience you are performing for does not exist. They are too busy worrying about what you think of them to actually judge you. They are trapped in their own heads, just like you. You are free. You have always been free. The chains were never locked. You were just holding them. Unstoppable freedom is not when everyone loves you. It is when you no longer need them to. When you stand before the end of your days, will you care about the applause, or will you care about the truth? The choice is not out there. It is in here. So ask yourself this. If you knew no one would ever know what you did, what would you do differently? Sit with that. The answer is where your real life begins.